Hello, everyone. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we are here at Maverick Mondays and our Facebook Live just saying hi and howdy and talking about consistent, persistent behavior. Absolutely, showing up is 80% of the battle. Hey, Christine, welcome to the party. Again, this is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we talk about the unconventional. We talk about how to do it different, counterintuitive thoughts, processes, systems to create. Welcome, Robin. All the Mavericks are here, partying hardy, and showing up, which is 80% of the battle. Consistent, persistent behavior I talk about over and over again, and I want to shine a big, bright light on it tonight. Really important. In my opinion, and I coach and train people all around the world, consistent, persistent behavior is the Achilles heel for most small businesses, most entrepreneurs, and most people that want to achieve anything of significance in their world. They show up in spurts. They show up in pieces. They show up kind of on occasion. And the consistency of behavior creates. Hey, Terry, welcome aboard. And again, all my Mavericks are showing up. They know when to show up. They know how to show up. And they show up consistently for support of me as I do for them. And all the love and appreciation goes out to you guys for that. Consistent, persistent behavior, showing up. I just did a boot camp, and the boot camp, and I also conduct my roundtable, a roundtable of awesome Mavericks that have been through the Maverick Mastermind, all getting together, sharing and contributing, and just having a phenomenal time in creating abundance within their lives, supporting each other for the abundance in theirs, and making it all real is what we do for 2 days prior to my boot camp, and then we roll right into the boot camp and create magic for new people that are coming into our community. And what's amazing is we just finished it up. I finished it up yesterday, so some of my throat seems to be a little scratchy today from all the talk and all the fun and all the hoopla that we were creating, as well as all the one-on-one conversations that I was having all night long, and creating the magic. And the key is that people look at what we have here and they marvel at it. They look at what we have here and they're so excited to be a part of it because they're like, wow, this is amazing. I haven't been a part of something like this. I haven't seen something like this before. And for me, it's isn't an event. It is the culmination of 10, 15 years of effort, work, focus to take my vision from up here and bring it into the real world, bring it from here into what other people then can see as my vision and my purpose. And so this is a culmination. So when people were experiencing and everything that they experienced live over the last 5 days is simply my vision coming into reality. It's my vision of what I dreamed of so many years ago. And then I got busy in putting the pieces in place over and over and over again over years that showed up the way it did this weekend in all its amazement. And I was about to say in all its perfection, however, that's never the case. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is to create an experience that everyone can share. The goal is to create a inspiration and a movement for everyone to tap into, that when they do, it feeds them. When they do, it fuels them to a whole new direction, a whole new level of existence. whether it's in their personal life or their business life. And that's what we had this past week. And it didn't happen overnight. So often I find people come into, they start an idea, they start a small business, they start in their ventures of being an entrepreneur, and they think, oh man, it's just going to happen like that. It doesn't. It's persistent, consistent behavior over time that creates a magnitude of results. Some people want it so badly that when it doesn't happen after step 1, step 2, step 3, they go, forget this. Look, it's not happening. Keep on, keep it on. Stay the course. People ask me, well, how long? How long do you stay the course? How long do you stay on task? How long do you keep doing what works? We had some discussions this weekend about pain management, what that looks like. I grew up with arthritis, and so I've got arthritis throughout my body. I have since I was a kid. And hey, Jennifer, welcome aboard. And with arthritis throughout my body, and you ask people in the medical field and ask people of the know, and you ask them, does arthritis get healed overnight? Does arthritis ever get better, or does it simply get worse over time? And the reality is that it tends to get worse. As you get older, your bones and your cartilages deteriorate, and arthritis pain will get worse. Its debilitation will get worse. It's not what I've experienced, because I decided not to give into it. I decided to control the pain, so that instead of taking pain medication, which I was on when I was a kid and what I was on in my 20s, I went cold turkey and stopped and decided my brain could take control where instead of the medication. And so now for the last 25, 30 years, I've been medication free and really been focused in on simply living life and moving forward regardless of the pain, and squashing where that shows up in my life so that I don't feel it. That's a mental exercise. That is a process and a procedure that I go through every day. People ask me, well, how long? How long do I do it before it kicks in? How long do I do it before I don't have to do it anymore? Never stops. It never ends. You keep doing it. You can stop. You can feel the pain. You can suffer the consequences. You can end up with results that are less than. That's your choice. Is that what you want? See, I choose to have a greater life. I choose to have the abundance. I choose that the effort is worth the results. And so I put forth the effort. I say, well, that's a lot of work. Well, then don't do it. And then the challenge is they say, well, I'll do it for a short period of time to get some results now. However, to get the magnitude, and this is where the conversation began, to get the magnitude of the results that really will make the difference in your life, consistent, persistent behavior over time is where the abundance comes in. And oftentimes it'll come in bunches. It'll be consistent, persistent behavior. Martha, welcome. The consistent, persistent behavior. And what it looks like, and I have a lesson that I talk about, which is pushing a rock. And without going through the whole story, imagine that you're pushing this big, huge boulder, and you push on it and it doesn't move. You push on it and it doesn't move. You push on it and it doesn't move. And you do this day in and day out, and it never moves. Most of you will have a tendency to give up. Most of you will have a tendency to do it 1, 2, 3, 4 times and stop. And we're talking 95% of you. There'll be a small fraction of you that'll do it 6, 7, and 8 times. There'll only be 1% or less that'll ever do it 10, 12, 15 times to make it, to see what the results will be even. Here's the key. When you do, you'll push it, nothing happens. You'll push it, nothing happens. You'll push it, nothing happens. What is really going on is that the rock is moving. You just don't realize it. You don't see it. It's fractional of movement. However, what'll happen is one day you'll just tap it and it'll start rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling down the hill, picking up speed minute after minute, hour after hour, day after day, to create a tsunami of results. That's key. Continue to push the rock, regardless of whether you see any results, and watch what happens. Now, where does this really show up? I got to tell you, it shows up everywhere. People give up 3 feet from gold. They give up just before they find their gold vein to create the millions and billions in their life, to create the abundance. It shows up. I've got a background in sales, and I've been in straight commission sales for over 35 years. That's where I started, cold calling in Manhattan, New York City, in the profession in the medical field. This was high-level consultative selling that you had to have perseverance. You had to stay the course, or you were going to be in big, big trouble. So I stayed the course and I watched. Now in sales, you keep on going like this. Most people in sales, they'll call on people once, maybe twice. No, you said no, it's not working out, and they'll stop calling on them. However, the stats prove that when you call on somebody a third, a fourth, a fifth time, your results will start doubling. The real key is 95% of salespeople give up after 1, 2, or 3 touches with a prospect. 1 through 2 or 3 touches with a prospect, and they'll give up. Well, that's where the story begins, or where it should, not where it ends. And so what'll happen when you get to touch number 5, 6, 7, 8, you start doubling your results again. You stay the course for contact 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 contacts, 15 touches with the same prospect. Your sales volume will explode. That's where real success happens. Most people never get past 1 and 2. A few get to 3 or 4 contacts. Connections, if you will. The stats prove that all that I'm saying. It shows up everywhere in our life. Consistent, persistent behavior is where the abundance lies. What are you going to do to create that in your world? Comment below. Comment here. Absolutely. Your belief, your love of what I'm talking about. Other comments about what you have found to create success, and also how you show up with consistent, persistent behavior. Where in your world it's showing up. Comment below. We engage with our community ongoing with the comments that are here, whether you're listening to this live or listening to this on rebroadcast. Absolutely. Start by doing what's possible. Thank you, Robin. Pretty soon you're doing the impossible. Absolutely. What we experienced this past weekend for some is the impossible. We have a community that loves and cares for one another. We have a community that really supports one another and helps one another every single day. Some people would call that impossible. And it's been created, only it didn't happen overnight. It happened because of consistent, persistent behavior from a whole team of people coming together and making it so. Thank you, guys. It was a real pleasure. This weekend was just amazing for me. Following directions from my coach. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate that. Absolutely. So what are you doing to show up consistently, persistently? For me, one of the things is simply showing up at this Facebook Live. As you can tell from my throat, I'm a little bit challenged with my voice today, and yet I would absolutely be incongruent missing this call, missing this Facebook Live that I dedicate to do on a weekly basis, and doing more and more and more of them every single day. This is part of the I walk my talk, making sure that I'm here for all of you. Persistent, consistent behavior. How are you applying it into your world? Comment below. Let's engage. Let's create some great magic in our world to make all this possible and to keep exploding it. This is the Maverick community, if you will. We all come together as individual entrepreneurs, especially, and people looking to make a difference and looking to make a difference in an unconventional way. And what do I mean by unconventional? When you're creating success, when you're creating abundance, I got to tell you, that's not the norm. The norm is being depressed, being unhappy, just struggling every single day and being really quick to complain. With our Maverick community, to be unconventional means to be screaming from the rooftops about how great life is, how great people are, how we love and trust everyone around us, and we want to build more and more of our community to be just like that. And we share that message from the rooftops and share it every single day to create abundance in our lives as well as in yours. That's unconventional. That's different than most people talk, and that's different, will make a difference in your life every day. Love all of you. I really appreciate all that you do every single day. I'm here to support you, here to create more and more of a community of love, trust, affection, support, and creation in our world. Get out of your own way by stepping into your abundance, stepping into your true power. Let's make it all happen. Let's change the world one person at a time. This is Paul Finck. This is the Maverick Mondays, and I am the Maverick Millionaire. We're looking to create abundance for all of you. Until next time, everyone, thanks for joining us.